and all present here. It gives me an immense pleasure to warmly welcome all the dignitaries, faculty members, and participants to day 5 of the Faculty Development Program on Funding and Grants. We are truly honored by your gracious presence and sincerely appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to be the part of this program. To formally commence today's program, I invite Dr. N. Kanya, Head of the Department of Information Technology, to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you. Thank you, Buma. Respected dignitaries, honorable chief guests, esteemed resource persons, and beloved faculty members and dear participants. A very warm good morning to one and all present here. On behalf of the Department of Information Technology, in association with Center of Excellence in Cyber Physical Systems of Dr. NJR Education Research Institute, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the Faculty Development Program on Funding and Grants Strategy for Writing Winning Project Proposal, Day 5. This faculty development program conducted from 22nd December to 27th December 2025. It has been carefully designed to empower faculty members with essential knowledge and practical strategies to secure research funding and develop impactful project proposals. In today's academic and research environment, such skills are not just valuable, they are vital. We are highly honored to have with us today Dr. J. Arun Kumar. He's a Dean, Innovation and Entrepreneurship, Abdul Kalam Center. He's also a CEO of BETF at Dr. MJR Educational Research Institute as our distinguished resource person. Sir, your vast experience and leadership in innovation and entrepreneurship will certainly inspire and guide all the participants towards excellence in research and project development. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to our founder chancellor, Dr. A.C. Shanmugam sir, and our president, Engineer A.C. Arun Kumar sir, for their leadership and mentoring. And I thank all the executives of Dr. MGR Education and Research Institute for the continuous encouragement and support in organizing meaningful academic program like this. I also take this opportunity to thank our coordinators, Mrs. V. Vishwapriya and Mrs. S. Agalya, for their tireless effort in making this program successful. Dear participants, your enthusiastic presence makes this event truly special. We hope today's session will be highly informative, motivating, and productive for all of you. Once again, I warmly welcome you all and wish this program a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kanya, for your insightful and motivating welcome address. The moment we have all been waiting for has arrived. It is my proud privilege to invite Mr. Vijayarasu to introduce our distinguished chief guest to this esteemed gathering.
Thank you, ma'am. It is a great honor and pleasure to introduce our esteemed chief guest for today's program, Dr. J. Arun Kumar. Dr. J. Arun Kumar is currently serving as a Dean of Innovation and Entrepreneurship at Dr. MJ Educational and Research Institute, Chennai. He is also the CEO of Ben's Emerge Technology Foundation, where he plays a key role in encouraging startups and supporting innovation-driven ecosystem. He is a well-known entrepreneurship trainer, startup mentor, and a design thinking expert. Dr. Arun Kumar has guided many young innovators and aspiring entrepreneurs in turning their ideas into successful and meaningful ventures. He also serves as the DST NewGen IEDC coordinator, actively supporting government's back-end innovation and incubation program with wide experience in product incubation, innovation, and development entrepreneurship, mentoring, and coaching. His expertise include clean technology, bioremediation, microbial fuel cell, and food technology with a strong focus on sustainable and social responsible innovation. Dr. Arun Kumar commitments to build a strong culture of innovation among students and researchers make his presence truly inspiring and valuable to this event. We are indeed fortunate to have such a visionary leader and mentor with us today. Please join me in giving a warm and respectful welcome to our chief guest, Dr. J. Arun Kumar. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vijayarasan, for that informative and well articulated introduction. We are deeply privileged to have with us today Dr. J. Arun Kumar, Dean, Innovation and Entrepreneurship, AKC CEO, BTF, Dr. MGR ERI. We now request our esteemed chief guest, Dr. J. Arun Kumar, to deliver the address and lead the FDP session on funding and grants.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. Good morning to all. So the Faculty Development Program from Department of Information Technology mainly focus on faculties on funding for startups and then research. There was an era we have to discuss this. Era where research grants is separate and then startup grant is separate, and the separate teams will be working on it to grab that particular grants. Now this is a wonderful era where a fruitful fusion has happened, and all the funding agencies understand what is the importance of innovation and research based grants and then startup grants, and then they made a they come up with a beautiful discussion, and then they come up with a beautiful schemes where a kind of a tripartite, like a startup and an academia person and then industry. Everything is connected and well connected, and then you can get the grabs, you can grab the grants too. So there are basic principles, like we all well aware of how to tap a research grant, and research grants, scientific concepts is important, and what is your hypothesis is important. But when it comes to startup grant, it is different plot. So product based grants are there in research also. So in that cases, who is the end user and how to tap that market is totally different. So this session is completely focused on how to tap that particular grants. Let me share my slides one sec. So sharing computer, and then can you able to see my slide? Ma'am, is my slide visible?
No, sir.
One sec.
Sir, it is not visible, sir.
Yeah, it's getting upload. One sec. Yes, ma'am, now you can, I think so. Okay, I think now you can see my slide. So today section is completely focused on funding opportunities for startups. So what are the funding opportunities there for startups? Not only for startups, because it is also as a faculty, how we can able to collaborate with startups and then apply for, and we have to understand what is the startups concepts, so that as a researcher how we can support it, as a faculty how we can support, and everything. So now uh, I think you can able to see my slide.
No, sir, it's not visible.
Ma'am, somebody actually did the partition. Previously my slide was there visible. Can you now can you check it?
Sir, I have already added in the stage, but it's not visible, sir.
Wait a minute. Ma'am, can you check it in live stream? For me, it's showing my slide is there, and then I'm also there. Like, check it out.
Yes, sir, it's visible in live stream.
Yes. Okay, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Yeah. So now let me go to the slides, so that you can check. We can check it out. What are the how to tap the fund, and then what are the steps in tapping each funds? Okay. So we can think about, like, what is the ignition factor behind the startup, and then if student startups are there, and then how as a faculty we can able to do it. And as a faculty also, you can have your own startup, either in LLP or a private limited company, and you can start your very own startup at the campus also. That is also is possible according to NASP, that is startup policy. So we have our own Dr. MGR policy, institution startup policy, based on the NASP policy of a ministry. So here what we can do is, like, one is the competitions are the spark plug for the igniting a startup engine. Like, you can form a team with the students, and then you can apply for national level competitions, challenges, and then repositories, like, a small ignition grants, like Yukti, national innovation repositories, and even Smart India Hackathon. Recently our university, we went for a grand finale. So what we have to do is, as a faculty, we need to form a compact clusters among the students, with the right mindset, right core competence, and then right interdisciplinary mindset also, based on the problem statement. You can work on a as a team, and then apply for this competition, because this is a very ignition. Like, I always say that we always motivate students to and faculties to visit for such competition, so that we can able to have a good view on the different core competence. We can network among across the pan India. Okay. And then similar MIC, like, for example, government supported challenges are there. So many challenges are coming up, hackathons are coming up. So participation is number one. Okay. And then we have something called innovation repository. Very basic. We will start from the grand with a minimal. So NIR is like, idea or prototype or business, whatever that you comes in your mind. Yukti will give you one-on-one mentorship and grant assistance, like, starts from 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs grants are available. And you can go with the referral links with the incubation units, because both the central government and state government are giving a lot of promotions for startups. And then particularly we have government grants, which is I'm going to list out at the very end of the slide. So where you can get grants from the at the very early stage startup level, you can get grants, and then scale up startup, yes, you can get grants, and then for accelerated startups, yes, you can get grants. Fund and grants is not a matter. The mindset, entrepreneurial mindset, what is the mindset that you have, and whether your startup willing to get an early traction, are you interacting with the customers, so many things are there. But as a faculty, we have to learn and earn all these concepts, and then when you work on, then definitely it's a feedback mechanism. Okay, you can improvise your product, and then you can get many more grants related to that to scale up. Okay, so this NIR grant is a National Innovation Challenge grant. This year also, 6 of our MGR student startup grant, they have moved to the grand finale. We are waiting for the results. Okay, in a IIC regional meet, our students went there and then presented their work. They have yet to get the results. So what I'm telling is, this is an idea stage. Also, you can apply for this Yukti challenge. This is number one. And AICT is come up with a productization fellowship 2025. Earlier, we have selected for the grand finale. 3 of our startup got this grand finale opportunity. See, this things also comes up with a preparedness. What is a preparedness? So it's a productization fellowship. So when you make a product, obviously the first question comes with our mind, for whom that you are making this particular product. So did you validate the problem statement with the customer? Did you validate the problem statement? Did you come up with a feasible solution? Did you make an interview with the customer stating that this product cost, how much the cost, and are they willing to buy? So all these things, if you can able to fill up, and then you have a beautiful presentation. Yes, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 grants are available from AICTE. And also not only grants, it's a fellowship, guys. Like, this takes to the next level. Like, for example, for initial funding for POC to product development, fellowship is up to 37,000 per month for a minimum period of 1 year. And then fellowship will be continued during stage 2 with a minimum period of 1 year. Again, the second year also you will be getting the similar fellowship. And then student and teams will receive 50,000 per year at stage 1 and stage 2 for product development. This includes the faculty. So you can ask, what's it for faculty with the AICT productization fellowship? Yes, you can receive these grants as a team. Okay. So, and so that you can apply, you can get it for proof of concept. And then when proof of concept is ready with you, definitely you can go for much higher grants, which is a minimum. I'm talking about 10 lakhs. We have a lot of other grants I'm going to list out soon enough. Okay, so Smart India Hackathon is one thing that which I said for to just ignite the team spirit, is because almost around the 280 plus problem statement is given through the Smart India Hackathon. It is all real-time problem statements given by industry, ministries, government of states, all the state governments given the problem statements. And then, you know what, out of 280 plus problem statement, almost around 70,000 plus solutions they have given. So how many teams are there? Almost around 65,000 plus teams are there. So lot of enthusiastic participation is there, but it is not much needed. Like, we need more and more people roping in and then applying it for, and then so that if more and more applied, more and more good feasible solutions will be there. Okay, so this will ignite a kind of thing. And now we are talking about grants here. Now, why I am talking about competition? So you have a connection in between this competition and startups. Okay, what is competitions? We have deadlines and pressures, right? The same thing will applicable for the startups. What is it? So fast track ideas you will be working on, and prototype development you will be working on the timelines if pressure is there. So when you prepared for deadlines and pressure for competitions, automatically you are also preparing yourself for fast track idea and prototype development into impact with the startups. Okay. And when you work on real world problem statements in the competition and hackathons, automatically your mindset will be focused on practical problem statements and market ready solutions. That is already you are prepared. When you're prepared for hackathons, you're partially preparing yourself for startups. Okay. And you will get expert mentorship during competitions. The same thing will be applicable here, because you will get mentors for your startups which improve the innovation quality and technical refinement. You will get technical mentor, you will get business mentor, whatever that you want. Mentorship is available for free. I'm not telling, most of the time mentorship was not charged. We have mentor portal at TN, we have mentor portal at central government. So of all the cases, there are mentors with their core competence waiting to train you. But one question that you need to ask: are you ready to receive the mentorship? Okay, that is a way that the system works. Every possible help is already there, but are you ready to grab it? Okay, so then evaluation and feedback will be there at the competitions. The same thing will be there to help you to pivot, help your team to redesign and improve. So evaluation and feedback from customers here. So here evaluation and feedback from the juries. So then next one is visibility and recognition will be there. Like, once you win the particular competition, automatically department will be so proud, our university will be so proud, our ecosystem will be so proud. The same thing also here applicable, because it builds a credit. When once you get a recognition for your startups, it builds a credibility for your startups. So if you think of, in for example, in space-based startups at TN, what is the thing that we have immediately? Agnikul Cosmos. Everybody know 3D printed rocket engines, 3D printed rocket spare parts. So they get recognition because it's a visibility, and they have a good credibility. That builds a credibility on satellite based startups, space tech startups. So automatically, that is one thing. And then validation is also other thing. And then now they are working with ISRO, and then coming up with the joint proposals and joint R&D related to rocket engines. So this is how the system works actually. When here it comes about funding, you will get a grand prize, and here it is about financial push to start scaling. Like once you receive the early stage startup grant, and you are you can eligible to receive the scale up grants, or you can bootstrap and then you can start your very own startup. You should not wait for grants or such things. Then network and exposure, and here it is about connection to the industry and the investors and ecosystem leaders. Okay, so this is how it is all connected with a competition and a startup. Okay, it's all required the particular mindset. So, some of the competitions and award our university students participated across the nations. We are listing out here. So, and then, sector experts visits to interact with our startups and so on. And then demo days we conduct with investors, and then, we invite schools to ask questions, because sometimes one is the mature question and other one is basic question. We have two different things. Mature question is like, VCs will ask very strong questions, like, on your early traction, on your validation, on technical validation, business validation, and other thing. It is tough actually. But at the same time, we got a balance from, if a school students asking you questions, asking mature startups questions, it will be pretty basic. And believe me, sometimes basics are tough. Okay. So in demo days, we call them both, and then there will be a mixture of questions. And then now we'll come to the part, we have a list of grants and investments for startups. Usually we call it as grants and investment, in the sense sometimes investments are based on equity. Many of the central government schemes and state government schemes are there with the investments purpose. Like, equity will be less than 2 to 4%. Never worry about that, because you are roping in as government as a partner. And remember, if 2% equity goes to the particular scheme, particular incubator, or something like that, you should not worry about that, because the incubator also supports your growth. Like, when you grow, automatically it's a win-win situation for the startup and an incubator. And what are the schemes are available? Yukti and NIVC, POCs and all. It's a very basic scheme at the college level. When your student and when your faculty teams are there, then this is a very pretty basic fund for seed grants. And the next one is EDITN have IVP Innovation Voucher Program, Voucher A and Voucher B, which is 3 lakhs for Voucher A and 7 lakhs for Voucher B. Voucher A is for idea to proof of concept, and voucher B is for lab to market. To go to once your proof of concept is ready, you can convert that prototype into market. They are giving this is a very basic grant, but still it is very useful. There are so many beneficiaries for this particular grant, and we are the one of the technical partner to knowledge partner too. Okay, you can apply through the knowledge partner list, which is available at the website. And next, third grant is BIRAC Big. Guys, believe me, like, this is a good grant, like, up to 2 crores they are giving. This is based on life science and health and medtech related startups, those who work on interdisciplinary problem statement also. You can apply for. They will be having again track 1 and track 2. Which is like, non-incorporated startups and then incorporated startups. As a student or faculty, you can apply for it. And then second category is as a startup, you can apply for it. I'll tell you what is a preparedness you can do for all these grants in the very next slides. Next one is Atal Incubation Centers, and we have AIC and ACIC. You can search in net what are the Atal Incubation Centers. Atal Community Incubation Centers are there. Each and every centers, like, you have to check with what is the sector of focus. This is so important, guys. Like, every incubator, we have 80 plus incubators at Tamil Nadu, including the pre-incubator and incubator. Like, we have in our MGR University, we have Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Center of Excellence in Innovation and Entrepreneurship. We have DST, Dr. MGR DST Newgen IEDC as a pre-incubators. And then we have incubators. We have MSME incubator is there. And apart from the MSME incubator, we have BETF, Benz Emerge Technology Foundation, BETF, where that is our Section 8 incubator. We can able to support startups apart from non-MGRN startups. Also, you can apply through us for co-working space, for mentorship, and so for grants and so on. So apart from this, like this, we have incubators. Like, you have to go and visit the incubator and then talk about the sector of focus. What is the sector of focus? If it is medtech, and then if it is on liberal arts, and if it is on defense tech, if it is on life science or healthcare, what are all the sector of focus you need to work on? Okay, based on that, you can approach, and then if grants are available, definitely you can apply, and then do your perfect pitch, and then you can grab the grants. And then one more opportunity I just want to include, because it's recently we also applied for the grant. ANRF, Anshudan Nirman Research Foundation, like the ANRF, they have come up with a beautiful grants, AI Maha, where I think the grant is closed for now, but still you have such kind of beautiful opportunity where an academia, startup and industry can able to work and then apply. You know what, how much the grant is? Up to 30 to 50 crores. What is the problem statement that you're working on, and then in which way that you can render help from the academia, startup and industry. You have to write it properly, come up with a beautiful proposal, and so that you can apply for. Okay, that is number one. And then this kind of grant is also, it's a big grant actually. Usually BIRAC Big is the grant that we used to receive, and DRDO's grants also somewhat high, up to 10 crore is grants are available. But ANRF come up with a 30 to 50 crore grant. That's also one of the big grants. And then IDEX is some of the incubators in Tamil Nadu. They got the IDEX grant, Innovation of Defense Excellence. Every student, startups or faculty startups from every institute is eligible for that. Remember, these are not grants for only that particular institutions. If we have new gen IDC, we have EDIT and IVP, that doesn't mean that our students has to apply, only our student has to apply for. All of us can apply for. If you are a startup, then you can apply through us. So like that, IDEX is there. Many of the incubator got that innovation for defense excellence grants. Any innovation related to dev tech, then you can apply for such grants. And then Startup TN recently also announced the space tech grants, that is for up to 10 crore. 10 crores they have allotted for it, and up to 50 lakhs for per startup they are giving. And then we have SASFS, that is we have startup seed fund scheme, Startup India seed fund scheme. Like, that's a beautiful grant that you will be receiving based on investment, like, a minimum of equity of 2% you can get it. And Mighty Startup Hub, like, once some of them is only on grants are only they will restrict for prototype in application also, and you can go through and then contact them and then apply in online. Everything is all about, like, no such persons are involved or something like that for the grants. Like, you can apply for it, you can pitch deck, that's it. It's a very open system, all this startup grants works. So you can directly apply, and then you can get through proper communication about when to pitch and how to pitch and so on. So next one is Mighty Startup Hub. Once you have an idea about electrical and electronic based, and then related to application, also you can receive through such grants. And then apart from this, we have angel investors and venture capitalist funding also. Angel investors basically fund for idea to proof of concept or a product or MVP. And then here VC funding is a bit of mature funding, where you need an early traction, and some of the VCs are there to fund for idea stage also. But still, VCs will be very keen at early traction. How much your startup has your customers. At the same time, they will be very keen at early adopters too. So all these things are on funding. Okay, now we talked little bit about we spoke a little bit about what are the funding agencies which is available, and startup proposals and partial research support also. Like, this works on a fusion. So what is the thing, like, what are the steps which is involved in the sense. So first thing, validate your startup idea. So this is so important, guys. Like, many of the startup fails because they didn't validate the idea. In fact, you have to validate the problem statement. Once you validate the problem statement, then the second thing is validate your idea through brainstorming. You have to come up with the best possible solutions for one problem statement. Problem statement can be one. You can come up with a list of solutions. And then the second one, register your startup properly. We have explanation in the next slides. Okay, I'll tell you what are the things you have to do. Then third one, build your strong pitch deck and proposal. Then get incubated. That is very important. Get incubated to any of the incubators. You can approach us also. So that is so important, because you will get a proper mentorship, and you will get to know, like, what are the fundings which is available. Then identify the right grant scheme. So this is important. If you know the list of schemes, then only you can able to plot, like, okay, this scheme is good for me or something like that. Because we have a lot of schemes based on stages, based on early stage startups, based on scale up stage startups, and so on. So you have to choose accordingly. Then apply through official channels. So this is so important. Apply through official channels. So you can't go and approach directly to them and then talk to them, and then that won't work, because official channels, everything is right now in website. You can fill the form, and you can wait for direct communication through mail. That is so important. Okay, and then your pitch presentation, guys, this is so important. Many of your startup idea fails because of your worst pitch deck. So there is no perfect pitch deck. I'm not telling like that, but still you can improvise and then come up with a beautiful pitch deck where you can get it your grants easily. Okay, then you can focus on the grant, then you can work on scale. So this is how it works. Project proposal of a startup thing works. Validate your startup idea. What you have to do? Okay, simple. You have a clear problem statement. Number one, go and talk to the customers related to the problem statement, and then ask them whether this is a problem worth solving. Have a good interview. Empathetically, you have a prepare a good questionnaire and then interact with them, and then you have a unique solution. That is where innovation plays a key role. For the validated problem statement, you have a unique solution. Identifiable target customers, because once you identify the target customer, once you have an MVP ready, then you have to give a solution demo to the particular customers, and then let them get the feedback before applying also. Like, sometimes you don't need seed grants and you work bootstrap and then you work. You need only scale up grant. You can use such methods. Then early proof, that is a prototype or POCs or validations. All these things are needed for the next level of funding. So this is how you can validate a startup idea. Then register your startup properly. So as an entity, like, if you want to register yourself, like, you have one is Udayam registration is there, and then apart from that, SME registration is there, which is proprietorship. But we recommend, you can go up with a LLP or a private limited company, where you can able to grab grants, such big grants. Okay, because it has a good compliance and possibilities for scaling up. So once you incorporate a private limited company or a LLP, so you have to do all the other process, and GST is mandate, because it is having many of you will work with a very basic. Many of the startup, they won't register GST, but we recommend as an incubator, once you started selling, you have to then and there you have to register GST, because GST's bill will eventually, like, have a good early traction. Like, you already have a good list of customers, so that VC funding, it will be very easy to tap. Okay, so that is one thing. And then Startup India recognition, like DPIIT, this is so important. DPIIT certification, once you incorporate your startup, register for DPIIT certificate too. Okay, and then pitch deck, your pitch deck. So 10 to 12 slides pitch deck. Okay, what are all the pitch deck should have? So when a faculty is applying for a grant, when with a combination with the students, what are the things should be there? Now, these are the things should be there. Number one, problem. Okay, and when we say problem, like, you might be confused, but problem in the sense, how big the problem is, who is your customers, and how big the problem is. Show them a very clear picture what is happening, because that problem itself will give, like, attract all the angel investors, VCs, and jury panels who are sitting for the validating your schemes. So you have to make a clear picture how big the problem is, and solution. What is a feasible solution you are giving for the problem? Because one problem, there can be many solutions. What is your solution? Then the third one, we'll be having a technical mentor, technical juries, panel members also. Technology and your technology and innovation. And possibly in such things, when you apply for a IPR, like a patent rights for it, then mention the patent number in the technology innovation slide, so that it adds on a value. Okay, then next one is market opportunity, like, total addressable market, total obtainable market, service obtainable market. All these things you can mention it very clearly, not just a number of TAM, SAM, and this thing, but still, so you have to mention it very clearly for a very your niche markets. And then next one is on business model. You have to choose a business mentor, because once you plot, like, for example, you have your own business canvas, model canvas. Yeah, there are about 9 segments of business model canvases there. And a business mentor will make you, all the 9 segments are so important, and the, like, key partners and key activities, unique value proportion, channels, customer segment, and then cost structure and the revenue streams, everything. is very important. You can never learn it through YouTube's or something like that, like, or chat GPT even. Choose a best business mentor, discuss with them, okay, and then do the version 1 of business model canvas, and then 2 weeks after you have to revive the business model canvas, because everything may change. And if you have one customer segment, one business model canvas, you have 7 customer segment from your side for one product, you should plot 7 different business model canvas, okay, because based on that your channel may vary, based on that your cost structure may vary, based on that your UVP may also vary, like, based on your customer segment I'm talking about. So you need a business mentor for it. And then next one is traction and validation. Okay, you can have one slide on how far you started selling, how many customers, who is your 100th customer. That is also so important. Okay, you can it has a sentimental value. So, and then a team, this is so important, like, how good your team is, because this is not based on, like, that is how I said, like, proprietorship and LLP and private limited is better than the proprietorship, because a team is what they will look for. They, in the sense, venture capitalist and then jury panel, what is your team strength, how good your team is, what is your interdisciplinary teams based on your problem that you're working on, and so on. The next one is use of grant funds, how much you ask for, because sometimes it is all on based on availability of funds, like, how much you need. You should not ask more, you should not ask less, exactly, you just work on and then ask for a particular fund based on the grants, because the upper limit is sometimes it is on 30 crores, but how much you seek for, you can that is based on your requirement. Okay. Next one is, I said, like, get incubated to any of the incubator, go and join with them. Not only on physical mode of incubation I'm talking about, virtual incubations are there. You just ask them, based on that you can onboard you and then sign an MOU. There are a few set of documents you can work on, NDA and then non-disclosure agreement and then MOUs and so on. Identify the right schemes, that is what I said, I've listed in the previous slide, everything I've listed. So what you have to do is you need to tap the right scheme, read the scheme document carefully, based on that you apply for everything. Okay, so that is so important. Based on that, definitely you will be getting the scheme. So before that, I have a small thing to say, like, your perfect pitch. There is, I already said to you, like, there is no perfect pitch, but unfortunately I can't able to upload it in the this particular PPT in the StreamYard, because the size is a little bit big, but still I'll just convey that how to make the perfect pitch. Okay, perfect pitch in the sense, like, when you do the presentation, what are the things that you need to take care of? Okay, so for example, one sec. So what are all the things that you need to, like, this is very basic, guys, but it's so important. Okay, how should your presentation should be? Number one, it should be impactful. It should have a wow factor that will say, like, okay, when they listen, the wow factor can be in any slide. It can be in the problem slide, it can be in your solution slide, it can be in your technology slide, but it should be impactful. That is number one. And then it should be memorable. It's like when someone make a demo at the very first jury session, I will just convey, hey, wow, as a jury, I'm just sitting there and then making that, I'm just saying that how good the technology is. Definitely I'll just convey to my colleagues and my friends, with my family. I stayed like, hey, that's a beautiful solution, one of the faculty and students, they made it. Okay, it should be memorable. That is number two. Okay, so when you start your presentation, okay, in your pitch deck, so make sure that you have to start with a clear goal, and you have to know the audience, okay, which scheme that you are presenting, and then what is the time budget that it is for 5 minutes, stick to the 5 minutes. It is for 10 minutes, it is stick to the 10 minutes. And even worst case scenario, you have to prepare for the elevator pitch, 30 seconds you need to convince and VC na? Yes, you should, because you can think it of in advertisement how much second they are taking. 30 seconds. All the corporates are convincing us to use their products. Why not for an innovator like us to convince and VC? 30 seconds you can do it. You can address only the problem statement, and this is what how much early adopters are there. This is my feasible solution. Kindly give us a slot on explaining us that. That's what. Finish. So, and some of the examples you should not do that I'll tell you, okay, during the presentations. So what are the things that you should not do in the sense, like for example, if you are working on like I'll go one by one, like first is you have to work on start with a clear goal, in the sense sometime muddy ambitions produce muddy presentations. Like, this is so important. So when you're not clear about the problem statement, you will be confusing the juries, and your ambition will reflect on your presentations, like so you have to be very clear on what is your inspiration, what is the problem statements, and what is the pain points, what is the story that you want to tell. Okay, experience, that is experience, and numbers will speak. So surveys are very important, and which survey you just mentioned in the reference. That is one. And know your audience. So if your audience are not aware of, give them a best example so that you can able to tell them that show and tell will work better. Okay, that is why my intention is. And next one is a time budget is there, no, in the pitch deck. So 10 slides, 10 minutes, yes, stick on to that. And then no paragraphs in it, like we don't want any cut, copy, paste, or chat GPT content in the entire slide presentations. Include that in the proposal if possible, not on chat GPTs alone. That's a real world survey that you need to work on. Okay, so many of them now preparing the proposals based on chat GPT. Yes, chat GPT will help somehow, but chat GPT is not a tool only to get all the proposals, because when you work on a ground, when you understand what is a problem statement, when you met customers, when you validate the problem statement, you have a customer persona, everything, you have to sit and then write a proposal, then only it will work. To enrich it may. Okay, so and do a final check with a time frame. Practice more and more for the perfect time finish. That is so important. That makes the perfect pitch. Too many ideas, too much text, too much fussing, too much time it will take. Okay, so limit yourself in the presentations. So, and then no definitions, like sometimes very basic definitions. If you're presenting for an IoT and embedded devices, no need to give an explanation for in a presentation, for example, what is IoT and so on. Nobody require that, because of course everybody know that about Internet of Things. So you have to work on what is your concept on IoT. Okay, that is what needed, much needed. Follow the template. Every scheme has templates. So slide 1, if they say team, mention your team. Then slide 2, if it is all about the problem statement for the startups, work on the problem statements. Then slide 3, propose the solution for the for particular problem statement. Then slide 4, what is the existing solution for that particular problem statements. And slide 5, why your idea is uniqueness, because why your idea is better than the existing solution, mention it. Slide next one is on technology, and the diagrams or photos, that whatever that you have, you can mention it. And slide 7 maybe on targeted customers, and so on. Market analysis you can include. Okay, then your team, and then contact details and other thing. Yes, then just close off. This is how a perfect pitch works. Okay, so when I say, like all the other things, like you should prepare a perfect pitch deck for a particular problem statement. Keep it aside. Every time you can improvise and then make it in a good deed. Okay, that is how the work. When you have a perfect pitch deck, when you have a perfect team, when you have that particular core competence, your grant is ready, but you have to map with the scheme. When you do that, automatically you can get the particular grant. So this is how you can receive the startup grants. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. So Ma'am?
There is no question, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I think you are in mute. Ma'am, I'm unable to hear you.
Bhuma Devi, ma'am, you're not audible now.
Hello, whether my voice is audible?
Yes, ma'am. Now we can hear you.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your invaluable knowledge, rich experience, and practical insight. The session was truly enlightened and immensely beneficial for all the participants. As we approach the conclusion of today's program, I request Ms. Maithili to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the organizers, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to all of you for attending today's event. First and foremost, I would like to thank our esteemed speaker, Dr. J. Arun Kumar, Dean Innovation and Entrepreneurship, for sharing valuable insights and expertise on the topic. Your session was both informative and inspiring, and we are grateful for your contribution to the success of this event. I would also like to extend our heartfelt appreciation to our Honorable President, Engineer ACS Arun Kumar, for his unwavering support and guidance. Your leadership has been instrumental in shaping the success of our department and this event. A sincere thanks goes to our Vice Chancellor, Dr. S. Geetalakshmi, Registrar Dr. C.B. Panivel, Additional Registrar Dr. V. Cyrilraj, Advisor Dr. Mehta, and Dean ENT Dr. Ethiraj for their vision and encouragement. Your guidance has been invaluable in bringing this event to fruition. My heartfelt gratitude goes to my department head, Dr. N. Kanya, and my colleagues who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure the smooth running of this event. Your dedication and hard work are truly commendable. Finally, I would like to thank all our participants for your advice, for active engagement, and participation. Your presence has made this event a truly interactive and enriching experience. Once again, I thank you, everyone who has contributed to the success of this today's event. We hope that you have found it both enjoyable and beneficial. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Maithili, for expressing the gratitude so eloquently. With this, we come to the end of today's faculty development program. Once again, we extend our sincere thanks to our respected chief guest, dignitaries, and all participants for making this FDP a meaningful and successful event. Thank you all for your active participation. Have a pleasant and productive day ahead. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you all for listening to the session. You can reach out anytime with us, because we are one of the incubation ecosystem, and we support for startups at various stages. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.